Hello, testing. Testing. Assalamualaikum.
Hello. Ya. Yang dibagi dalam grup tu. Tak ingat. Ingat. Tadi elok. Apa try je tu? Ni cuba jap. Hello. Tak dengar. Hello. Ni kena dekat. Hello. Jelas tak? Jelas eh? Okay.
Ada delay. Dah kot.
Dah.
Tes.
Okay, thank you.
Tes. Tes.
Cuba lagi sekali. Ni dengar. Jelas eh? Hello.
Jelek sikit tu. Naikkan sikit suara tu.
Tes. Allahu Akbar.
Right. Hello. Jelas kan? Ipong kot. Oh ya? Tutup gambar.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Surya.
Salam doktor.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih saja doktor. Kita akan mula sebentar lagi ya doktor.
Alright.
Alright, terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and warm greetings to all participants. As our program will begin shortly, I kindly ask all participants to mute your mic and be prepared as we will start the session in just a few minutes. Okay, for your attention, the QR code for the attendance form is now displayed on the screen. Please take a moment to scan and fill out the form. Thank you for your cooperation and attention. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to all the participants. Welcome everyone to this special webinar. My name is Daniel Shafiq bin Amir Hashim and I am honored to be your MC for today's program. On behalf of University Technology Mara, Shah Alam campus, I would like to warmly welcome fellow participants of Universitas Sriwijaya Indonesia. It is indeed our great pleasure and honor to have you here. I hope this session will be insightful and beneficial to all. Let's seize this opportunity to learn, share, and engage with one another. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you to take a moment and listen to the Malaysian national anthem, Negaraku. Thank you everyone for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, to bless our program on this glorious day, let us together welcome Syed Adam to lead the prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Umum kita Al-Fatihah.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim. Praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and for those who follow his example in the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah. On this blessed morning, in conjunction with our program today, we beseech thee and grateful towards you in favor of all the infinite blessings to us, your humble servant, to live in a safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning to the end. We seek for your guidance to stay clear of the event that will be detrimental to the progress of the event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayat. Please guide University Shah Alam, Shah Alam to greatness, peace, glory and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Because a responsible intellectual printers us with the valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to the mankind in order to gain your madatillah. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Rabbana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Syed Adam, for the prayer just now. May today's program be blessed by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Next, let us welcome the esteemed professor from Fakultas Ilmu Komputer, Universitas Sriwijaya Indonesia, Dr. Samsul Yadi, Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, Professor Dr. Deris Setiawan, Head of Career Development Center, the Honorable Executive Lineup of FSKM, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Atika Sia Abdullah, Deputy Dean Research and Industrial Linkage, Professional Technologist Dr. Surya Sumarni Hussein, the Lecturer of ICT 652. The esteemed speakers, Ahmad Fitri bin Muhammad Rashid and Tengku Afif Helmi bin Tengku Shahrul Izam. Along with the academic staff, students from Fakultas Ilmu Komputer Sriwijaya, Universitas Sriwijaya, and FSKM, and all esteemed participants that are present both physically and virtually. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And greetings to all participants. Salam UiTMD Atiku, salam Malaysia Madani. Welcome to the webinar program Ethical Considerations in the Use of Generative AI in Education, held in conjunction with the closing ceremony of Sulam FSKM 2025. We would like to express our gratitude to all participants who are joining us virtually via Microsoft Teams in the official FSKM YouTube channel, College of Computing, Informatics and Mathematics, UiTM. Your presence truly enlivens our program this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that our upcoming webinar session will provide valuable knowledge to all participants. The purpose of the talk that will be presented shortly is to explore the ethical concerns in the use of generative AI in education. We are very proud and grateful to play a role in the initiative to achieve the purpose of today's program. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Deputy Dean Research and Industrial Linkage, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Atika Sia Abdullah, to deliver the opening speech and officially launch our Sulam program this morning.
Right. Thank you very much to the Masters of Ceremony for the warm introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to the Honorable Executive Management of the Fakultas Ilmu Komputer, Universitas Sriwijaya Indonesia, Dr. Samsoyadi, Vice Dean for Academic Affairs. Thank you. Terima kasih ya. Professor Dr. Daris Setiawan, Head of Career Development Center. I believe that I saw Professor just now here. Respected academic members from Universitas Sriwijaya Indonesia and Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, FSKM UiTM. Students and all distinguished guests, whether joining us physically or visually. Welcome to the international webinar, Ethical Considerations in the Use of Generative AI in Education. Syukuralhamdulillah, all praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, by whose grace and blessing we are able to gather here today. I'm indeed pleased that FSKM has been entrusted to host this international webinar. This webinar serves as an important platform to educate the community on key ethical issues in the use of artificial intelligence. This event would not have been possible without the strong commitment, support, and collaboration from our international partner, Universitas Sriwijaya. Let's give a round of applause to Universitas. The theme of today's webinar, Ethical Considerations in the Use of Generative AI in Education, is highly relevant and deeply significant in today's digital world. As new technologies continue to evolve rapidly, we are faced with increasingly complex ethical challenges, particularly when it comes to artificial intelligence in education. Ladies and gentlemen, ethical decision-making in IT is not that easy. It requires us to balance diverse interests responding to uncertain outcomes and considering the broader social implication to our technological choices. Integrity, inclusivity, and accountability must guide us in every innovations we pursue. This is why today's program is so crucial. It gives us, our students, and also the participants from Universitas Sriwijaya a platform to reflect on and explore these challenges together. Through the ethics content in their coursework and their involvement in community-focused activities like Sulam, I believe our young scholars are learning to question, reflect, and lead responsibly, especially in the domains like data privacy, artificial intelligence, and cyber security. I'm confident that our participants from Universitas Sriwijaya also share the same vision in nurturing future leaders who are ethically grounded. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, let us transcend boundaries, geographic, cultural, and institutional to work together towards responsible innovation. My deepest appreciation goes to Universitas Sriwijaya for making these collaborations a reality. I hope our partnership will continue to flourish in the years to come. Thank you, Dr. Samsuyadi, and thank you, Prof. Daris, for this opportunity. Congratulations also to the organizing committee for their hard work and dedication. You have truly brought this event to life. I also like to acknowledge and thank our student speakers. May your sharing today inspire others to reflect and act towards building a more ethical digital society. Thank you very much for the organizing committee. Let us give them a round of applause to them. Thank you very much for your hard work. And to all respective guests and participants, I sincerely hope this webinar will be fruitful and spark meaningful conversations. Let us take this opportunity to learn from each other, exchange perspective, and commit to developing technologies that serve humanity with fairness and respect. Okay, our Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Noja Salika Janul, sending her warm regards to Universitas Sriwijaya. Okay, apologize from her that she have another official event to attend today. Okay, and she sent her regards. Okay, to Dr. Samsuyadi and also Prof. Dr. Daris and representative from Universitas Sriwijaya. And the Dean also expressed her gratitude and thanks to all the committee members because of your effort and makes today's event a reality. Thank you very much. With that, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You are welcome.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Noatika Sia Abdullah, for your inspiring and thoughtful remarks. Once again, we are honored to have you here with us today, and we thank you for your continued leadership and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to our next session, we would like to present a special video montage that we have prepared. This montage captures the highlights of our journey and all the hard work that brought us here today. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy these moments together. Here is the montage for the webinar program. Thank you all for watching the montage video. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin our first session called Long-Term Societal Impact of AI Educated Generation, an Ethical Perspective. In this session, we will explore and discuss the importance of building ethical and inclusive AI system in education. Let's welcome our distinguished speaker, Amal Fitri bin Mohammad Rashid, to share his insights on this important topic.
Yes, that's mine. All right. Thank you to the MC. Hi, Assalamualaikum, and good morning, everyone. My name is Amal Fitri.
Salam.
So today, I will be giving a time to share with you guys about a simple topic. So my topic is a long-term societal impact of AI-educated generations. I hope my topic can give all listeners a good information and a deeply impactful. Okay, in this moment, we are living in a time of rapid technological transformation. Artificial intelligence, or we call it as AI, has become a prominent force in reshaping many sectors of society, especially education. Generative AI technologies such as ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and others are now being integrated into classrooms and learning platforms across the globe. These AI tools are being used by students to draft essay and assignment, generate summaries of long text, get explanations for complex ideas, and create multimedia content like videos or presentations. These are the common examples that happens in our life as a students. While these capabilities are impressive and helpful, they, they come with serious ethical concern. We need to ask ourselves, what are the long-term consequences of depending on AI in learning? How does this reshape our values, our skills, and our society? Is AI technologies give a good impact in our lives as a students and so on? So today, we will explore 4 major ethical challenges, including examine case studies from a few countries around the world, such as Finland, Singapore, and the United States of America, and outline principles that can help guide the responsible of use AI in education. So, before we really dive into the deeper discussion, let's start with a foundational question. What exactly do we mean by the term AI-educated generation? This phrase refers to a group of students and young adults who are not just passively surrounded by AI, they are actively engaging with it in their daily learning experience. These individuals has grown up in an era where artificial intelligence is not just a futuristic concept, but a familiar tool. It is a part of classroom, part of their homework, part of the how solve problems and explore the new ideas. But here is the key of distinction. Being AI educated does not just mean using AI. It also means learning about AI, understanding how it works, what its strengths and limitations are, and how it's reshaping our world. In other words, this generation is learning with AI and about AI at the same time. So, what does it look like in practice? For one student, these students often interact with AI tutors, chatbots that provide instant feedback 24/7, anytime and anywhere. They can ask questions and receive answer in a second, often faster than waiting for a teacher or lecturer or finding a textbook. They also use AI tools to help brainstorm ideas, generate essays, solve math problems, and even code entire programs. In many cases, these tools can do it in a second what might have taken hours before. Now, let's explore 4 major areas of ethical concern that could affect society over the long term if AI becomes a dominant force in education. All right, the first one is cognitive impact. AI makes learning easy. In fact, sometimes it makes too easy. Let's think about a typical classroom scenario. A student is assigned to analyze a poem. The goal here is for the students to engage with the language, reflect on the tone, interpret symbolism, and maybe even wrestle with their own emotions, reaction to the piece. But instead, the students open up ChatGPT, copy and paste the assignment, and within seconds has a complete, well-structured analysis and ready to submit. No struggle, no reflections, and no independent thought. Just copy paste and done. While this might affect some efficiency, it comes at a quiet but serious cost. First is there is the risk of mental laziness. When answers are instant and effortless, students may stop practicing the essential skills of thinking deeply. Critical thinking is like a muscle. It strengthens through use, especially when we face challenges. But if students always take the shortcut, the muscle begins to weaken. Second, there is erosion of intellectual confidence. When students rely on AI to express ideas, over time, they may start to believe that their own thoughts are not good enough. They might feel that they might feel useless unless it comes from AI. It is not valuable or smart enough. This dependence can be deeply damaging to self-esteem and intellectual growth. Third, and perhaps most importantly, students may lose the ability to navigate uncertainty and essential life skill. In learning, there is often no single right answer, whether it is interpreting a poem, solving complex ethical issues, or designing a creative project. Ambiguity is a part of the process. AI often gives neat confidence answer, but life is not always that simple. If students never learn to sit with uncertainty, to wrestle with confusion, or to try and fail, they will be less prepared for the real world. Okay, let's talk about the academic integrity, a core of education. At its heart, academic integrity means producing original work, thinking for yourself, and learning honestly. It is about taking ownership of your ideas, your progress, and your mistakes. But in the age of AI, upholding this principle has become more complicated. Take this as an example. A student applying to university uses AI to write their entrance essay. The essay is beautiful, thoughtful, articulate, emotionally. It might even get them accepted, but the truth is it doesn't reflect the student's real voice or values or experience. It is a performance generated by machines. This raises serious concerns. Teachers or lecturers can fairly assess learning if they don't know whether a student's work is authentic. How can they judge progress or provide a meaningful feedback? Honest students may be at advantage. Those who put in the effort, who struggle and learn in the hard way, may be overshadowed by those who use AI for shortcuts. It creates an uneven playing field. And employees may begin to lose trust in academic credential. If a degree no longer guarantees real skill or knowledge, what value does it hold in the job market? But beyond fairness and credibility, there is a deeper issue at play: authenticity. Education is not just about passing exam or getting grades. It is about discovering who you are, shaping your voice, and building integrity. When AI does the work for us, we miss out our journey. Third is equity and digital divide. AI tools are incredibly powerful. They can enhance learning, speed up research, and provide personalized support. But here is the problem: not everyone has equal access to them. In many cases, wealthy students can afford premium AI subscription, the latest devices, and high-speed internet. They can access cutting-edge tools that can help them write essay, preparation for exams, and even apply for scholarship or internship more efficiently. Meanwhile, students in rural areas, developing regions, or low-income households may lack even the basic infrastructure. Things like reliable internet connections, up-to-date computers, or quiet spaces to study. Some might not even know these tools exist, let alone how to use them effectively. This creates a deep and growing digital divide. The result, students with a better access to AI are learning faster, producing high-quality works, and earning better grades. There are more competitive for university admissions and future careers. This inequality does not just affect individual students, it widens the gap between the rich and the poor, urban and rural, advantaged and marginalized communities. It threatens to turn education, which should be a greater equalizer, into something that reinforces existing social division. And the last one is the teacher's evolving role. As artificial intelligence become more deeply embedded in education, one crucial question emerges: what's happened to the role of the teacher? Traditionally, teachers have multiple vital roles in class. There are not just knowledge deliverers, there are mentors, rules models, and moral guides. They explain difficult concepts, yes, but they also support students emotionally, encourage curiosity, promote empathy, and help shape character. But with AI now capable of delivering lessons, answering questions, and even grading assignments, the teacher's role is beginning to shift. Instead of being primary sources of knowledge, the teachers may increasingly take on roles such as monitoring AI systems to ensure they function properly and ethically, interpreting AI-generated data like learning analytics or to track students' progress, and guiding students in how to use AI tools responsibly and critically. These transformations bring both opportunity and challenges. On the positive side, AI can handle repetitive tasks like marking quizzes or provide basics explanation. AI freeing up teachers to focus more on mentorship, group discussion, and individual support. Teachers could have more time to connect with the students, help them build confidence, and guide their personal growth. But there also is a risk that the human role of the teacher could be reduced to that of tech supervisor, someone who just oversees screens and system. If you are not carefully, this could weaken the human connection at the heart of education. Because the truth is, AI can generate facts, but it cannot inspire. It can help content, but it cannot listen with empathy. It can model a grammar, but it cannot be a model character. Let's pause for a moment and imagine two possible futures for education in the age of AI. These futures are not predictions, there are possibilities, and they depend entirely on the decision we make today. First is a utopian scenario. It's an ideal future, a best case outcome where everything works out well for society. The second is a dystopian scenario. On the other hand, is a darker vision of the future, one where things go wrong, often due to neglect, inequality, or poor ethical decisions. For utopian scenario, in this future, AI is used wisely and ethically. It enhances education, but never replaces the human element. Students interact with AI as a tool for growth, using it to explore, create, and think more deeply, not just getting the answer. Teachers remain central. With AI helping to manage routine tasks, teachers have more time to mentor students, guide their emotional development, and build a strong relationship in the classroom. And access is fair and equal. Whether a student lives in a wealthy city or remote village, they have the same opportunities to benefit from AI-powered education. All right, for dystopian scenario, now imagine a very different outcome. In this world, students really rely entirely on AI to think, to write, and to create. Instead of learning how to analyze or reflect, they simply ask AI to do it for them. Critical thinking decline, creativity fade. Teachers are marginalized. They are no longer seen as a mentor, but just a managers of technology. And the digital divides worsen. Privileged students excel, while others fall further behind due to lack of access. The choice between these future is ours. The value we teach, the tool we design, and the policies we adopt today will decide whether AI empowers the next generations or limits it. Let's make sure we choose it wisely. Okay, around the world, countries are recognizing that AI in education is not just a technical issue. It is a societal one. the way we introduce AI into the classroom affect equity, ethics, culture, and the future of learning itself. Let's take a closer how three different countries, which is Finland, Singapore, and the United States, are responding to this challenge, each in their own unique way. First, we go to the Finland. Finland, already known for having one of the world's most progressive education system, is now emerging as a leader in AI education too. The focus now not just on using AI tool, but on teaching people how AI works. One key initiative is the element of AI program developed by the University of Helsinki. These free online courses teach basic AI literacy to everyone, not just students, but citizens of all age. In school, AI and data ethics are integrated into the curriculum. So students learn to think critically about the algorithm that shape their world. Teachers receive specific training on AI bias and limitation and how to facilitate open conversation about technology with students. Why does this matter? Because Finland is not raising generation of passive AI users. They are raising a generation of informed, critical thinkers. Students are encouraged to question, critique, and understand the tools they use. This kind of awareness helps prevent over dependence on technology and build resilience against misinformation and manipulation. Okay, second is the United States. The United States offer a different picture, a decentralized system with diverse approaches depending on the states, district, or even individual schools. Some districts have chosen to ban or limit AI tools temporarily in order to be better understand their effect on learning and academic integrity. Others taking the opposite approach, integrating AI into the classroom, redesign curricula and training teachers on how to use AI constructively. At the national level, the White House introduced AI Bills of Rights, a framework that promotes fairness, privacy, and transparency in the use of AI. Why does it matter? Because the USA reflects the complex reality many countries face. How do we encourage innovation while protecting students' right? How do we move fast but not recklessly? The US case showed the importance of building strong regulatory frameworks, clear policies, and inclusive dialogues that involve educators, parents, developers, and the students alike. And the last country is the Singapore. Singapore taken a highly structured strategic approach to technology in education, focusing on balance between the innovation and human guidance. In classroom, AI is used for personalized learning. For example, it can identify areas where a student is struggling and recommend tailored resources. However, teachers still retain control. They oversee lesson plans, make final decisions on evaluations, and interpret AI generated insight with human judgment. The Ministry of Education provide clear ethical guidelines to ensure that the AI system are used responsibly with respect for student privacy. As we move forward into the future where AI becomes a core part of learning, we must remember that technology is not neutral. How we design, implement, and use AI in education will shape students' lives. So we need to approach it with responsibility and care. To create a future that is ethical, inclusive, and human-centered, here are 6 guidance principles you must follow. The first one is transparency. AI tools must be clear how they work and how they make decisions. If a system recommends a learning path or flags a student's performance, both students and teachers should understand why. Without transparency, trust is lost and blind reliance and become danger. Second is accountability. We cannot treat AI as a black box that no one can control. Developers, educators, and policy makers must take responsibility for the outcome of AI system. If an AI tool reinforces bias or makes errors, someone must be answerable and ready to take corrective actions. Third, the equity. Access to AI-powered education must not depend on your zip code or income level. We must ensure fair access to AI tools and infrastructure for all students, including those in rural, underfunded, or marginalized community. Without equity, AI will widen, not close, the opportunity gap. Fourth, human oversight. Even the smartest AI cannot replace the human connections. Teachers must remain central to the learning process, providing guidance, interpreting data, and supporting students emotionally and morally. AI should assist, not replace the educator. Emotional development. Education is not just about knowledge, it is about become a whole person. We must prioritize empathy, ethics, and social skill, not just speed and efficiency. AI should support human growth, not turn education into a mechanical process. The last one is environmental awareness. Behind every AI system, it is a large energy footprint. We must be conscious of the environment cost of running large models and prioritize sustainable solutions so we are not harming the planet in the name of progress. In short, ethics must be built in every stage of educational, from how it's designed and trained to how it implemented in classroom and how we measure its impact. If we get this right, AI can be a tool for justice, inclusion, and meaningful learning, not just a convenience. For the conclusion, what is the main purpose of AI using? The main purpose of AI is transforming education in truly remarkable ways. It gives us powerful tools for creativity, access, personalization, and efficiency. For many students, it is open door that were once closed, offering support, feedback, and resources at a scale never seen before. But this transformation also comes with a serious ethical challenges. If we move forward without care, we risk creating a generation who learners struggle to think independently, rely entirely on machines to solve the problems, lose touches with their culture roots and values, and face widening inequality based on access to technology. But it doesn't have to be that way. So, what is our responsibility? With wise leadership, with inclusive policies, and ethical foresight, we can shape a very different future. A future where young people use AI responsibly, not just conveniently. Think critically, creatively, and compassionately. Learn in a system that reflect and respect cultural diversity and help build a society that is not only smarter, but also fairer and more human. So what is the goal of using AI in education? The goal is not simply to educate students with AI, but to educate them about AI. So that they don't just consume technology, but question it, shape it, and lead it. Because the future of education is not just about the machines, it's about the kind of people who want we to become. Thank you very much to all the listeners. That's all from me. Thank you. All right, that's the end of my sessions. Again, thank you to all the listeners. I hope you guys enjoy it. But don't go just yet because we have a quick game coming up right after this, which is Kahoot. Based on everything I just shared. Only the first 40 participants will be able to join. So it is first come, first serve. Once the QR code pops, make sure to scan it faster. Let's see who was really paying attention. Good luck and have fun. Alright, we will start the Kahoot session at 10:50. So we will wait another participants to join the Kahoot session. Alright, let's start the Kahoot session. The first question is, an AI education refers to students who receive education solely from AI system without any human teachers involved. True or false? Wow. Okay, we got 10 questions. That's the first one. Go to the second. One ethical concern with generative AI in education is the potential erosions of critical thinking and democratic values. Is it true or false? Okay, the answer is true. Who is the one who answered false? Okay. Question number 3. Generative AI tools are completely neutral and free from human or cultural bias. Is it true or false? So the answer is false. Wow, Kim. Amazing performance. Right, number 4. A potential long-term impact of AI in education is the cultural homogenization of learning content. True or false? Okay, the answer is true. Only 2 answers false. Wow. Kim still on the top of the scoreboard. Right, number 5, Singapore's education strategy includes a complete replacement of teachers with AI tutors. True or false? Wow. Right. Number 6. What is the one key ethical principle recommended to guide AI in education? We have 4 answers here. Only one is correct. Wow, Kim. Really give the full attention. Which country includes AI literacy and digital ethics in its national curriculum? Right? Top 5 still the same person. Wow, they really pay attention on my talk. What is the potential dystopian scenario of AI in education? Wow. What educational inequality is highlighted in the speaker's presentation? Gil Bakri right now is the new top in the scoreboard. Which document in the US outline ethical protections related to AI use? Alright. Congratulations to Fanjay Baki for became number 3. Kim number 2. And our winner is Randi Bakri. Thank you so much guys for participating my sessions. I hope it's very useful for you guys and hopefully we can make it in another time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ahmad Fitri, for the enlightening presentation and the exciting game just now. Your insights have certainly helped us better understand the challenges and the responsibilities of using AI in education. Let's give another round of applause to our speaker and the participants of the game. Okay, now we will move on to our second session, which is protecting student privacy and data security with generative AI. As a student, we interact with digital tools on a daily basis, but how often do we think about where our data goes and how it is used? This session will explore the importance of data protection and what measures should be in place when using AI in education. So, please welcome our speaker, Tengku Afif Helmi bin Tengku Shahrul Izam, who will guide us through this timely and relevant topic.
Hi guys, am I audible? Did you guys hear me? Okay, cool. Thank you. So hi again, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. So my name as mentioned is Tengku Afif Helmi Tengku Sharizam and you guys can call me Afif. So I'm currently a final year student in Bachelor of Information System Intelligence System Engineering, or what's so-called an AI major, Artificial Intelligence major, here at University of Ojimara, UITM. Right, so before we dive in, I would just like to check up on you guys. Are you guys okay? Are you guys doing fine? Could you give a little bit of reactions here? Maybe like, yeah, okay. I see a lot of reactions here. I'm so okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, for me personally, I would like to say I'm very grateful for your presence here, especially our friends and fellows from Indonesia, University of Vijaya. Thank you so much for being here, and also thank you for collaborating with us. It's been a pleasure, and I'm actually hope that we can gain a lot of values and also a lot of knowledge in this technology domain, specifically on generative AI, as it is like literally the heated debate. A lot of people talk about it, and I think that it's very important that we spread awareness on this technology. So let's jump straight in. So my title is, we're actually tackling one of the hottest debates in tech and also education, which my proposed title is Who Owns AI Generated Knowledge? Ethical and intellectual property dilemmas in modern classroom. So why do I choose this? It's because we stand at the crossroads where AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity is redefining how we learn, create, and also work. So I feel it's very important to shine a light on this topic now, before we let convenience erode, maybe kills our critical thinking and also blur our academic honesty. So today we're going. I'll try to cut through the buzz and arm to you guys the insights to use AI confidently, responsibly, and in ways that can strengthen rather than replace our uniquely human talents. So next slide. So in my session, I'll be covering four main agendas, which is the first one is cognitive offloading and the erosion of human skills. The second one is the ethical concerns, plagiarism, and academic integrity. The third one is the copyright ownership of AI-generated content. And then the fourth one is Asians' role in AI governance and cross-border collaboration. So as compared to the first speaker from Amar Fitri, it's quite similar actually. We have the same topic because it is really just reflects on the same domain of education. So, but I have a little bit more perspective, a different perspective, and also an addition on my contents in my agenda. So inshallah, we will try to cover everything. So yeah, let's move on into the first agenda. Next slide. So my first agenda is cognitive skills and the erosion of human skills, the erosion of cognitive offloading, what we can call that. So next slide. All right, so let's begin by exploring what we mean by cognitive skills. It is the foundational processes that underpin deep learning, and you have actually 5 main mental processes that turn information into understanding. As you can see here, the first one is the memory, which is your ability to retaining and recalling information. The second one is attention, on your ability to focusing amid distractions. And then the third one is reasoning. The fourth one is problem solving, but I'm combining it just in one segment. Okay, so yeah, reasoning is actually analyzing. Problem solving is crafting solutions. And then the last one is also critical thinking, which is by evaluating evidence and challenging assumptions. So to make it more understandable, I would like to give a better picture, a better example here, which by tackling a complex jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, I hope you guys know what jigsaw puzzle is, right? It's literally our childhood era. Back then when I was a kid, I used to solve a lot of jigsaw puzzles. And yeah, in a superhero team, so it's very fine. Okay, it's a very bit unrelated information right there. But yeah, just to relate this, we can use these 5 foundational processes on cognitive skills: memory, attention, reasoning, problem solving, and also critical thinking with solving complex jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so let's try to give an example where you need to rely on memory to recall the shape and the color of each piece. And then the second one, you need to have an attention. You need to have a good attention to spot the subtle patterns or the pieces. And then you need to have a good reasoning to test where the pieces might fit because it have a different shape, right? And then you need to have a good problem solving to break the puzzle into smaller sections. And then the last one, you need to have an ability of a critical thinking to questions whether your approach is working or not. So all of these foundational processes, or what we can call mental muscles, is actually very important to us, and just do more than just to help you, ace your typical exams. They equip you to become better, to innovate, to lead teams, and also to adapt when the unexpected happens. So next slide. All right. So what do we have here? We have a little bit of picture of a person is trying to solve a problem. Okay, you can hear, you can see there is a before and also after situation, where the before, the person is thinking by his own. He doesn't have any help. But on the after situation, he have a smartphone. Okay, so we can try to assume that he have a chat GPT installed on his smartphone. Okay, so let's try to compare the before and after situation on this. So in the before scenario, there's a student very represented by spinning gears, struggles through the messy tangle of ideas. And yeah, he's just critically thinking right there. It's like he's trying to hurting his brain because he's thinking. Um, yeah, and that's actually very important. That's very essential because it creates new neural connections. But however, if you compare to the after situational, the after scenario, the gears are boxed off, and also the blank thought bubble takes their place. It means that, it means that he used the smartphone to do the critical thinking. Okay? He used the smartphone to do the critical thinking, and yet he can solve the problems, and the solution is still appears. So this right here is what we can call an example of cognitive offloading. Okay? Cognitive offloading, where the machines or the technology, and in our context, generative AI assisted tools will perform the critical thinking. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to critical thinking on your brain. You just rely on AI tools to perform the heavy lifting, drafting, such as drafting essays, solving equations, or maybe like summarizing chapters in just a few seconds. So yeah, this is a very impressive technology, I could say, generative AI. And I believe you guys have, used it more than once. So yeah, it feels like a miracle. Back then, when we were introduced, when ChatGPT were introduced to us, yeah, I feel like it's very helpful. It's very surprising that it could feel like a miracle. Where like I'm asking, like, where was this during those all nighters back in those days when I was in high school? Because yeah, I believe all of us here are early in on our 20s for students. So high school, we don't have any ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't exist yet, and so yeah, it's just like feels very surprised that back then we don't have all of these AI tools, and we don't need them. We're just doing our homework, we're doing our work just by Googling or maybe watching YouTube tutorials. So that's different. That's different from back then, our traditional way in learning, and now we have ChatGPT AI assistant tools that can improvise our learning. So yeah, this feels like a miracle, and but but I do believe this what so-called, we can say, shortcut risk can atrophy the very skills that a lot of educational institutes or maybe universities spends years on cultivating to us as the students. So the data also make this clear. Next slide. So as you can see right here, there is a long-term consequence, where the first one is a 2023 Cambridge study found that students who routinely lean on AI writing assistance is scored 50% decline in students' ability to recall key concepts from previous lesson. And even more compelling, we have a neuroimaging studies that reveals 25% reduction in prefrontal cortex activation, which is our brain's command center for planning and also reasoning. And yeah, when participants use AI to solve problems instead of doing the work themselves, I could say in short, it's loading too much, and your mental recipe books will be collect nothing. You will collect dust. So, and then the last one is also students that is dependent on AI often struggle to adapt when the technology is unavailable, and it demonstrates diminished confidence in their own problem solving abilities. And okay, just a little bit of curiosity right here. I want to ask you guys, nowadays, because I think we have now been familiar with ChatGPT with, I'm not sure, 3 to 4 years now. Okay, 3 to 4 years. And nowadays, I want to ask, who here has felt less confident tackling a problem when you don't have AI tools with you? Maybe your AI tools went offline, or maybe you don't have any Wi-Fi, or maybe you're just in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of forest, let's say. So yeah, are you feeling less confident on solving the problem when your AI tools went offline? Can I get a little bit of response here? I don't know. Just be honest. Are you feeling less confident, or you feel more confident? I'm not sure. It's just that you still being confident. Even without ChatGPT, you can do that. You can solve the problem. No, I guess there's no one responding. So I guess a lot of you guys are confident. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's very good. And I want you guys to keep it up because, heavily rely on AI. It shows how much we are, I'm sorry, by not feeling confident, that moment could be a red flag because it shows how much we have come to rely on AI and why we need to strike a balance. So I'll go whether you're a student or an educator is to let AI support our thinking without taking over the very exercises that build our resilience, creativity, and also deep understanding. All right. So yeah, that's all for the first agenda. I think we can move on to the next agenda, which is the ethical concerns in plagiarism and academic integrity. Next slide. Okay, next slide. So you're probably wondering what is happening here. Okay, so we're going to talk about ethical concerns in plagiarism and academic integrity. So to make it interesting, I would just like to a little bit short storytelling, a little bit of narrative, just for you guys to relate it a bit. Okay, so you can call him John Doe. Okay, his name is John Doe. He is an undergraduate student in Kuala Lumpur, and with a tough term paper due, he needs to submit an essay. So John Doe is a computer science major. He's a typical student. He's trying to survive all the classes, all the assignments, and he also working part-time during the weekends, and he have a personal family responsibility. So it's a lot. It's a lot for John Doe. And one night, he faces a looming deadline where he needs to submit his assignment by 11:59 p.m. And currently, it's already maybe 10 p.m. So he just literally have 2 hours left to submit his assignment. And at the moment, he have no clear ideas at all on how to do the assignment, how to execute it, because it is maybe like in individual assignment. Okay, so in a moment of desperation, he will just turn off his laptop, opens up ChatGPT, and type out his assignment prompt and hits the generate button, and receive a complete, well-crafted essay in just seconds. Okay, and then just boom. He will just adjust a little bit, tweaking a few words, because I think you guys familiar that ChatGPT, it have its own trademark when generating the paragraph. ChatGPT usually putting what we could call EM dash, something like that. There's a lot of dash. So that's the trademark on ChatGPT. And John Doe just tried to delete all the M dash, delete, and then complete. And then he submits it to his professor. So at first it might seem normal. It might seem a harmless shortcut for John Doe. He thinks that as long as I finish it, I'm done, bro. But until you can see the picture, until the professor notices the sudden shift in style on his essays and questions whether John Doe truly wrote the paper himself. And then, you can see the guilty face right there, where John Doe, maybe he got bad marks. So his professor is very angry with him. And what John Doe experience reveals a very growing challenge in our digital classroom right now. Okay, because I think a lot of us is probably related with John Doe. Okay, so what we can talk about is when students present AI-generated text as their own, I could try to classify there is 3 fundamental pillars of academic practice that is begin to crack and constitute plagiarism. So next slide. Okay, so there's 3 fundamental pillars that I would like to talk about. The first one is the erosion of trust, where trust is the foundation of education. And instructors trust that a student's work, John Doe's work, reflects their own effort and also understanding. So peers trust that everyone competes on a level playing field. When AI essays enter the mix undetected, that trust is going to be vanished, just gone. Okay? There's no trust anymore. So instructors become skeptical of every submission, and also students will lose faith in the fairness of the assessment itself. The second one is the undermined learning. So, assignments serve as a practice ground for research, writing, and critical thinking. And by outsourcing these activities to AI, students just going to skip the essential process of grappling with ideas, evaluating evidence, and honing their own, their own opinions, also their own arguments. So John Doe, maybe he have delivered a well-polished essay, well-structured by using ChatGPT and so on, but he don't like learning at all. He don't go through the phase of learning on doing the assignments properly. So yeah, he missed the opportunity to deepen his knowledge of computer science theory maybe, and to develop his own analytical skills on doing the assignments. And the last one is the lack of attribution, which is academic honesty demands that every source of information or inspiration is credited, whether it's a journal article, a classmate insights, or an AI tools in our context. So when substantial content is created by an AI and not a knowledge, students misrepresent their own role in the work. And this omission is no different from quoting a book without citation. It is a very clear violation of academic integrity. So in practice, I think what we can really is like many students, many of us try to hide our AI use, with tools like Trinity's AI detection feature, or maybe we use the humanizer feature plugins that could rephrase our text, so Trinity does not detect our paragraph as AI generated. But these are just merely a plaster, or maybe like band-aids on the deeper cut of his stomach. So the real solution is transparency. Yeah, transparency is very important. Just include a simple note where you're saying that this session was AI assisted by ChatGPT. This session was AI assisted by Perplexity, so that instructors know exactly how you use the technology in your own work. So I believe this approach protects trust, encourages genuine learning, and upholds the ethical standards that give every degree its own value. Okay, so so having examined how AI can undermine integrity, we're going to our next agenda. Okay, I'm a little bit in a time constraint here, so I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. Okay, I hope you guys can understand. All right, so the third agenda is copyright ownership of AI-generated content. All right, so next slide. So this is a little bit very different because I want to add a little bit on how we use AI-generated contents, specifically on creative industry. So I've been really intrigued by this topic ever since ChatGPT rolled out its image generation feature that transformed any photo into Studio Ghibli style art. This was just very recent. It's actually back in April 2025. So yeah, for those unfamiliar, Studio Ghibli is actually the renowned Japanese animation studio that is celebrated worldwide for masterpieces like Spirited Away and also My Neighbor Totoro. So it is co-founded by this guy right here, Hayao Miyazaki, and he is an Academy Award-winning director. And Miyazaki himself is often hailed as one of the greatest animators of all time. Okay, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo in his football world. It's like Hayao Miyazaki in his animation world. So yeah, he's a legend, I could say. So Miyazaki himself is often hailed as one of the greatest animators. He's dedicated, I could say, decades, a lot of years to perfecting each line and color of his, his art, his creative arts by his own hand. Okay, by his own hand, by his own creative mind. And nowadays we have ChatGPT that just can, imagine uploading your picture, your vacation snapshot, or even a picture of your morning coffee. And within seconds, you have seen that looks like it was drawn by Miyazaki himself. So yeah, can you believe it? It's just that Hayao Miyazaki have put a lot of effort on trying to perfecting his artwork, but now ChatGPT is just like, yeah, we can do that. We can just try to copy all his artwork and then generate everything. So yeah, that simple click sparked a wildfire of conversation, especially on social media, X, or maybe we can call it Twitter, where a lot of artists, a lot of people, a lot of maybe lawyers all weighed in. And creators worry about the decades of hand-drawn tradition being flattened into the few lines of code. And also maybe a legal experts also warn potential copyright battles. So a lot of people also debated whether an AI could ever capture the heart and soul behind a Ghibli film. So yeah, this wild of excitement is a constant capped by a viral clip of Hayao Miyazaki himself calling this technology a threat to true artistry, and why we need to understand who really owns AI-generated work. So yeah, I would like to set the scene. I would like to provide a 1-minute video where Hayao Miyazaki himself talk about the technology. So yeah, technical.
こんなことをやっています。実際には
毎朝この頃会わないけど身体障害の友人がいるんですよ。そのハイタッチするんだけど大変なんです。彼の筋肉がこわばってる手と僕の手でこうハイタッチするんですよ。でその彼のことを思い出してね、僕はこれ面白いと思って見ることできないですよ。これを作る人たちは痛みとかそういうものについてね何も考えないでやってるでしょ。極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
どこへたどり着きたいんですか。人間が描くのと同じように絵を描く機械を作りたいんだ。はい。
All right, next slide. So in that moment of clip right there, Miyazaki doesn't mince word, man. He describes AI generated animation as an insult to life itself. So arguing that art must carry the subtle imperfections and human touch that no algorithm can replicate. So yeah, with that, I would like to talk about he fears that by passing hands-on craftsmanship, we risk losing the very essence that make creative works meaningful. And with that, as we move forward, it's very important that we balance AI powers with respect for that human touch, human spark. So to do this, I'll try to provide 4 guiding principles, simple and also clear rules that help us determine when and how AI-generated works can be owned and protected under copyright law. Right. So the first one is the human creativity requirement, where copyrights protect human creativity. If an AI alone creates the work, no matter how polished, it generally can't be copyrighted. Only when you inject your original ideas, insights, or edits does the work earn legal protection. The second one is the public domain default, where purely AI-generated text, images, or music usually falls into the public domain, meaning anyone can copy, adapt, or share it without asking for permission. That might sound freeing, but it also means that you can't claim exclusive rights or earn royalties on those outputs. The third one is joint authorship option. And when you go just beyond just hitting the generate button on ChatGPT, by crafting little prompts, combining multiple AI outputs, or transforming them with your own narrative or design, you may qualify as a co-author. But your creative choices turn raw AI material into something new that the law can protect. And the last one is by AI-assisted declaration, just the same for the academic integrity one, where, as I mentioned, transparency is the key. So a brief note, you just say this word was AI assisted by ChatGPT, AI generated by ChatGPT, to alert others to how the content was created. So it's an easy way to honor both the human and machine contributions, and it aligns with emerging guidelines from publishers and universities. So by following these principles, you can harness the power of ChatGPT without overstepping legal or ethical boundaries. You will protect your own creative rights, respect the work of others, and maintain the integrity of your project. So next, we will try to move on to our last agenda, which is the ASEAN's role in AI governance and cross-border collaborations. All right. So in recent years, AI governance has been a hot topic at Asian summits and ministerial meetings. In 2024, Asian leaders took a significant step by endorsing the Asian Guide on AI governance and ethics. This guide lays out broad principles like accountability, transparency, and human-centered values that our ASEAN member countries agreed to uphold when developing or deploying AI technology. So it specifically includes generative AI issues such as misinformation, deepfakes, and also copyrights. Which means the blog is aware of the very classroom dilemmas we have discussed. By 2025, ASEAN was working on an expanded guide for generative AI, sometimes called as ACON AI for 2024 to 2025, to address cutting-edge developments. So these frameworks are voluntary, it's not a law, but they signal political commitment to responsible AI. So strong governance starts with education, and I would like to provide two ASEAN's country example of pioneering AI-ready classrooms. So next slide. So what we have here is actually two countries, which is Singapore and also Malaysia. So in Singapore, under its Smart Nation 2.0 vision, Singapore aims for global AI leadership by 2030. It is a national AI literacy program that will ensure by 2026, every student and also educators have completed foundational AI courseworks. So, and also at the National Institute of Education, the AI at NIE initiative builds AI training directly into teacher preparation programs. And also pilot schools are testing personalized AI tutors which adapt lessons to individual learning needs and automatic grading assistant that free up educators to focus on one-on-one mentorship. And another country is here in Malaysia, my country, my own. Rather than banning generative AI tools, our country's Ministry of Education issued control use ChatGPT guidelines in late 2024, where schools must require mandatory AI assistance, disclosure on assignments, and enforce robust data privacy protocols to protect the student work. So to support these policies, the ministry runs a lot of workshops, a lot of awareness on how we can try to integrate generative AI responsibly and by using it to spark creativity and efficiency without undermining core learning objectives. So these education strategies build digital and ethical literacy we need to complement ASEAN's wider governance efforts to ensure that our students and educators can both leverage AI's potential and guard against its pitfall. So with governance and education working, hand in hand, and ASEAN is charting a course toward responsible human-centered AI. Sorry, that's the end. So yeah, so for the final session, we'll pull all these threads together into a clear action agenda for students and also educators. So we will try to move on to our conclusion. Next slide. All right, so before we jump into the conclusion, in summary, I would like to say that today, in my session, we explore 4 key areas, where the first one is how over-reliance on AI can kill our cognitive skills. So the second one is why undisclosed AI use undermines academic integrity. The third one is how copyright law centers on human creativity rather than AI on the outputs. And then the last one is how ASEAN is forging a unified approach to AI governance and education. So with this insight in mind, let's turn to practical next step, where it is concrete actions for students and also educators that they can take right now to embrace this technology responsibly. So for students, I would say just practice honest disclosure of AI systems. And the keyword transparency is very important. So just always know that this work was AI assisted by ChatGPT. So your process is clear. And then the second one is use AI as a tutor, as you are, not a ghostwriter. So draft and solve problems on your own first, and then let AI help to refine and improve your own work. And for the educators, just to relevant assessment to focus on originality and reflection, incorporate in-class reflections, stage draft, and exercises where students critique AI outputs. And last one is to use AI to enhance teaching, not replace your judgment. By employing AI to draft questions, summaries, or prompts, but always review and adapt with your expertise on your own domain. So yeah, that is all from me. I think next slide. This is just allow me to give some space on promoting myself and my society here, because we have a lot of friends from Indonesia, University of Vijaya. So if you guys have any LinkedIn profile, you can connect me just by searching out my name, Tengku Afifhelmi, and we will pop up there. So yeah, let's connect. And then also at the same time, I would like to just promote my society, our community here in UITM. I'm actually the president for Artificial Intelligence Society, AIS UITM, and we are actually focusing on, AI-related programs, especially in generative AI, because it's just like kind of blooming right now. And yeah, what we do is just trying to empower AI, trying to empower the community on improving their awareness and also improving their education on AI. So yeah, if you guys are interested in any collaboration, or if you guys just would like to ask some questions, or maybe even you would like, I don't know, maybe you would like to attend one of our events, just ping us at our Instagram account, AI Society UITM. Okay, so yeah, anything, you can just try to reach out to me. All right, so last one is game time, Kahoot session. Okay, so this is the time to know that if you guys hear or not throughout my full session. I know I'm just yapping a lot. Okay, so you can type in the code here, 177587, or you scan the QR code right there. So this is the moment, guys. I'm sorry if there is no any any prize or any main rewards from me, but yeah, top one only. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, yeah, we try to wait for a moment for everyone to join. Come on, guys. Is there anyone joining? We'll be waiting for like 2 to 3 minutes to let everyone enter this conversation. This is going to be very interesting. It's simple. It's easy questions. It's the same one as the first speaker. We also have the true and false question. We have Ashton Hall here, Bakar Bakri, Sandy Bakri, Andika. We have Joko Bakri. There's a lot of Bakri, right? Are you guys brothers, or I'm not sure if it's maybe like a common name in Indonesia? We have Buaya Darat. It will be starting in 2 minutes. Yeah, I think we can start now because I don't feel like a lot of people is joining now. Okay, so first, my own title is Who Owns AI Generative Knowledge? So the first question, what is one risk of using AI too much for school? Five seconds left. All right, everyone got correct answers. Congratulations, guys. Ashton Hall, respect. So what is a good way to use AI for learning? Everyone, very good. Ashton Hall is in the top of the leaderboard. Keep it up, Ashton Hall. See, I to help me out. All right, 18 got it right. Our Ashton Hall still, Ashton Hall, oh my god. Miriam Erica, you're also doing good. Why is it wrong to submit a generative essays on your own? Everyone got it right. I mean, I guess this is very easy. Yeah, Ashton Hall is scored perfect score. Oh my god, Ashton Hall. So yeah, we have a little bit segregation here. Ashton Hall, oh my god. Ashton Hall is locked in, man. It's locked in. You don't need to mention the I for me. You use it for spelling and grammar checks. Come on, this is true and false. Okay, the next question is AI generated algorithms always reflect local cultural meanings correctly. True and false also. We are now on our 7 questions. We have 3 left. Oh, it's like literally 50-50. 10 answers true, 10 also answer false. And National Hall still score a perfect score. Oh my god. National Hall, who are you, man? What problem can happen with AI generated art? That's correct. Algorithms represent cultures. The second last question, what should students do to use AI responsibly in classwork? I think I've like, mentioned this a lot. The keyword. Be honest. Yes, that's true. Transparency. It's very important. And also there's other two. Ashton Hall. Okay, the last question. I think Ashton Hall might be the first place here, maybe the second. Let's see. So ASEAN has created AI governance guideline that focus on ethics and also transparency. All right, that is all from my Kahoot game session. Congratulations to the third place, Imagine winning. Second place, Miriam Eka. And the first one, Ashton Hall. Congratulations, Ashton Hall. You're really locking right there. Same goes to Miriam Eka. Okay, yeah, I think with the end of the Kahoot game session, I think that's the end of my webinar, my session right here. So thank you a lot, thank you so much, guys, and I hope you learn a lot of insights from me. So thank you again.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Mr. Afif, for your clear and engaging presentation. Mr. Afif's session has definitely reminded us of the importance of safeguarding our personal information while embracing the benefits of AI. Let's give another round of applause to our speaker and the participant of the game. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for us to proceed to the main agenda of the day. I am pleased to introduce our moderator who will be guiding us through the exciting talk and forum discussion ahead. Please join me, Nur Najwa Sharafana binti Muhammad Sufyan, who will be guiding us toward the session. Sharafana, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Dana Shafiq, our MC for this morning. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. All thanks to Allah, with His blessing, we are able to gather here today for our program. I am Sharafana, your moderator for this forum session. Allow me to introduce our distinguished guests. Our first guest is Amar Fitri Muhammad Rashid, our first speaker also. He is actually currently pursuing a Bachelor Information System, Intelligent System Engineering at University Technology Mara UITM. Amar was listed on the Dean's List in semester 5. Besides his study, Amar is also active in sports. He represented UITM Johor in Sepak Takraw in 2022 and for FSKM in 2024. Also, for our second guest is Tengku Afif Helmi Tengku Syarul Nizam. He is also a student of the Bachelor of Information System, Intelligent System Engineering at UITM. Afif has been on the Dean's List from semester 1 to 5. He also mentioned that he is the president of the AI Society at UITM. Alright, so how are you both doing, Amar and Afif?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Hi, Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. All right. Thank you again for being here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us proceed with today's program by continuing with the talk session alongside our guests. So, as we all know, Amar is currently a student at UITM. In your view, Amar, could you share your experience so far as a university student? What has your journey been like academically or personally?
Thank you for the question. Being a university student has been mix of challenges and growth. I've learned to study in new ways, more independent rather than rely on others. I also realized how important support from friends, lecturers, and families. University life has really helped me grow, not just in studies, but as a person also.
I see. That was a very great reminder that university life is not just about studying, but also personal growth. All right. As we are aware, Afif also a student at UITM, and my question for you, Afif, is based on your experience at the universities, what skills are you actively trying to develop to prepare for the future workforce?
All right, thank you, moderator. So, the question again is what skills am I actively trying to develop to prepare for the future workforce, right? So, when we talk about skills, we can try to categorize it between two, which is hard skills and soft skills. So, yeah, beyond hard skills, we know hard skills is just like we actually learn in university, right? We learn a lot of things. We learn I believe a lot of us is actually computer science students here, right? So, we learn a lot of programming languages. We learn of how to do a databases management, networking, something like that in a computer science domain. So yeah, beyond that, we actually need to also to focus on our ethical awareness and also ethical awareness, communication, and also leadership skills. So throughout my studies, I've joined a lot of organization. I've joined a lot of programs that can try to enhance all of those skills that I mentioned before, which is ethical awareness, communication, and also leadership, because these three is very important. Throughout all of the years, I've learned how crucial it is to understand and also navigate the social impact of this technology, AI, and how we grow as a person to increase our soft skills and use this ability to integrate in our impact of artificial intelligence. So these soft skills will just be as important in the future workforce. That's all from me.
I see. That's right. Afif, soft skills really do play a big role for our future, right? Okay. On to the next question. I want to ask Amar. We want to move to more technical questions. To begin, how would you define generative AI in the context of education, and what are its most promising application in today's learning environment?
Generative AI refers to tools like ChatGPT or Gemini that help students generate text, code, or multimedia, or anything, or even answering simple maths questions. In education, it can help personalize learning, generate summaries, or assist with assignments, but only if we use it ethically and not as a shortcut. We need to use the AI as a tool, and but not as a teacher or guidance. That is the important thing. But we can deny these tools in our education because we already live in this era.
That's right. So please take note, everyone. It is important to use generative AI the right way. Okay. For Afif, as an undergrad student, in your opinion, what sets generative AI apart from traditional educational tools and technologies?
So what sets Gen AI apart from these traditional educational tools, right? I think I've mentioned this in my session right before, where back in the days, I mean, back in for me myself, back when I'm in high school, we don't have any ChatGPT yet. So yeah, there's a lot of just doing the traditional learning way, watching YouTube tutorials, maybe just like doing on your own. So yeah, this ChatGPT doesn't exist yet, and we're just doing it on our own. We're just thinking on our own. But when ChatGPT exists, when generative AI, such as AI assistant tools, it becomes it says it says very different, where it can become more interactive. It can create content. It can offer instant feedback, and also even adapt to match with our learning style. So that's what set us apart in traditional way back in the days compared to now. So yeah, that's flexibility also makes it even better, and also even prone to misuse if not used ethically.
Very well said, Afif. All right. Okay. So, lastly, this is directed to both of you. What message or advice would you like to share with the students, the audience that present today, who aspire to be like you in their study years? Anyone? Tengku Afif or Ahmad Fitri kan?
All right. For me, balance is the main key about it. Stay consistent in your academic, but don't ignore personal development through sport, club, or tech communities. Because sometimes some people always focus on the academic, but forget about to develop their own soft skills. Because all the soft skills are not learned in the textbooks or in the classroom. We need to learn it in the outside or the another environment. We need to communicate with other people, not the close one. All right. And most important thing is use AI to support your growth, not replace it. And remember one thing, we are the AI creators. So don't make AI create our life.
All right. How about you, Afif?
Yes, I think I'm totally agree with Amang Fitri. We just said that don't make AI create our life. I think that's a very good phrase right here, where we just use AI as a tutor, not a ghostwriter. So keep your voice in your work. Be transparent. I think I have mentioned transparency a lot of times in this session now. Just be curious and always prioritize your integrity. And also, just what Amang Fitri said, also, don't ignore your personal development. Don't ignore your own personal development, which is the soft skills. So yeah, just be yourself. Try to get out from your comfort zone, and most importantly is, uh, sorry, and yeah, that's the best way to succeed in both university and also and beyond.
All right, those are some inspiring words and great advice for all the students here today. So I would like to conclude today's session that today's session gave us many helpful insight from Amar and Afif. Thank you so much. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to both of you for sharing such meaningful insights. So for today's, we learned that university life is a time of learning and growth. So it is important to skill your skill and and manage your time and independence. And then to get ready for the working world, also students need more than just technical skills. They also need good communication, leadership, and strong values. Also, generative AI can help students learn better, but if you misuse it, it can affect thinking skills and honesty. In the end, like Amar and Afif said, balance is important. So between using AI and thinking ourselves, also between academics and personal development. So that's all for the forum session. But we will now proceed with the Q&A session. If you would like to ask a question, you may raise your hand and open your mic to ask the question to our guests. But you may also type your question in the Meet chat box. So we will read it out for you. For our participants joining us live on YouTube, you are welcome to post your question in the chat section as well. Okay, Imran Kasrin, do you have a question? You may open your mic.
Is it unethical to use AI to help with coding assignments, especially when the tool is only suggesting solutions?
Okay, so maybe Amar can answer this question.
Okay, it depends on how it is used. If you are using AI for suggestions to learn and improve your own understanding, it can be ethical and even educational, and it is okay because the AI tool assess us. But if you are blindly copying code without understanding it, that is the problem, both ethically and academically. Transparency with your instructor is crucial. So when you use to assess it, it's good. But when you copy and paste, you need to meet your instructor or your lecturer as a guide.
So Imran Kasrin, is that answering your question?
Yes.
Okay, so we have another question from Muhammad Hazi Ilham. He said, sometimes I use AI to rephrase or summarize difficult articles. Is that considered unethical? I think this question Afif can answer.
All right, that's a very good question right there. And I understand your concerns, where we can see that there's a lot of difficult articles with using a lot of a lot of special words, a lot of extra words that we don't even understand. So I do believe that it's not inherently unethical, especially when we use it as a study aid, as our assistant in our study. So the issues arise when students submit AI generated content as their own work without any reflection or any input. So again, the key is transparency and ensuring that the final word represents your own understanding. And I hope that's answered your question, has it? Thank you.
I hope so. Okay, lastly, I have a question because personally, I'm a student. So as a student, can student be penalized for using generative AI if there is no clear policy about it at university, especially UITM?
Okay, if the policy is unclear, the responsibility also lies with the institutions because the students will follow the current policies, right? However, students should still follow academic integrity principles, doing their own and giving credits where it is due. If you are unsure, it is always the best to ask your lecturer or supervisor before using AI tools in assessment because at the end of the day, teachers and lecturer is the one person who really we need to meet and ask some things from them because they learn more than us. All right, thank you.
Alright, thank you. I like your answer. I would like to thank you. That's all for the Q&A session, and I would like to thank you all the students who asked the questions. We have now reached the end of today's program. I'd like to sincerely again thank our two amazing guests, Amar and Afif, for sharing their valuable knowledge and experience with us. To all participants, also thank you to you too for your attention and support throughout this forum session. I hope you've gained a lot of useful insights and inspirations from everything that was shared today. Let's give a big round of applause once again to Amar and Afif, and also to all of you for making this forum session a success. Thank you, and we hope to see you in our next sharing session. Now, I will pass the floor back to Daniel Shafiq, our MC, to continue with the program. Bye bye.
Thank you to our esteemed speakers and moderators for the entertaining and informative talk. The knowledge explained have truly added great value to today's program. So, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the day, we have engaged in insightful discussions and gained valuable perspectives. None of this would have been possible without the collaboration of our speakers, participants, and the committee. Now, to formally conclude our program, please join me in welcoming professional technologist Dr. Surya Sumarni Hussein, the lecturer of ICT 652, to give the closing speech.
Thank you, MC, Officer, for the lovely speech. Okay, Assalamualaikum, Prof. Dr. Samsuryadi and also Prof. Deris. Thank you for being with us. Okay, so as a closing remark, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this insightful international webinar, Ethical Consideration in the Use of Generative AI in Education. So I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Associate Professor Dr. Nur Atika Sia, our Deputy Dean of Research and Industrial Linkage, for supporting our events. Again, Dr. Samsuryadi and also Prof. Deris from University Sriwijaya Indonesia and all the students. Okay, and our esteemed speakers, participants, and for making this event a success. Okay, today's discussion have highlighted the importance of ethical consideration in rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence. So we have explored the complexity of ethical decision making and the need for integrity and inclusivity in technology adoption. So our young scholars have demonstrated their commitment to addressing these challenges and have provided us with valuable insight into the ethical implication of AI. I hope that the knowledge shared today will inspire meaningful discussion and encourage us all to consider our roles in creating a responsible digital future. So let us continue to engage in this important conversation and work together to foster responsible technology development that benefit everyone in a positive and ethical way. Thank you once again to the organizing committee for their dedication and hard work in bringing this event to fruition. To all our respected guests and participants, I hope you found this program fruitful and that it has sparked new ideas and perspective. So let us participate actively in shaping a more ethical and inclusive technological landscape. So together we can make a difference. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Surya, for the thoughtful and inspiring words. We are deeply grateful for your presence today. Alhamdulillah, I believe that today's program has enriched our knowledge and opened our minds. So before we conclude, I want to invite all participants to join us for a group photo session. Those that join us virtually via Google Meet are kindly requested to turn on your camera for the photo session. We will give everyone a moment to get ready. Please turn on your cameras so that we can start our photo session. Okay, the first photo will be a formal one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you for all your cooperation and those wonderful smiles. We would like to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to the esteemed speakers for their willingness to join us for this morning webinar session. We hope that all the insights and information shared regarding AI and its impact on industries can be applied in our respective fields. So this is the QR code for feedback form. Kindly scan and complete the feedback to receive the e-certificates for today's program. And with that, I, Daniel Shafiq bin Ami Hashim, on behalf of the committee, humbly apologize for any shortcomings or mistakes made throughout this program. Indeed, all good comes from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, and any shortcomings are from our own selves. In closing, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you ya, Doktor. Satu
Ya,
lagi.
thank you,
Model
Dr.
Kak
Surya.
Okay. Nanti Prof Dennis saja nanti minta tolong sign borang kolaborasi tu untuk kami keluarkan surat kolaborasi.
Okey.
Okey, terima kasih banyak. Jumpa lagi nanti ya.
Ya, jumpa lagi.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Ya, semuanya. Izin live. Ya. See you.